So today is our April Portfolio Lead Office Hour, and we are grounding everything in our Best for All practices with our focus on educators today. We will discuss the portfolio submission deadlines and how to check for portfolio submissions in our portfolio reports that you all have access to in the platform as district administrators. We'll also look at our next steps and support. So first, we want to look at portfolio submissions. In your portfolio guidebook on page 7, you will find the information around portfolio submissions. You can share this information with your teachers as well. All portfolios must be submitted by 5 p.m. local time on May 6th. That is a Monday, May 6th, 2024 at 5:01. They are no longer accepted. So the deadline is 5 o'clock p.m. A complete portfolio will consist of self-scored work by the teacher at point A and point B for all 3 differentiated groups, emerging, proficient, and advanced. So all of those must be completed in order to have a complete portfolio. The student work must also be aligned to the same standard in that collection and using the same rubric. And a complete portfolio has 4 complete collections. When a teacher logs into the platform, they will be able to see if they are complete or not. If a teacher is not complete, they will be assigned the score of incomplete. This will go into T-Encompass. In an incomplete portfolio, the teacher does not generate an LOE for that school year. So if any of the 4 collections are not complete, and it's also if it's not submitted by the deadline, the score will be incomplete. As portfolio leads and school administrators, please take an active role in monitoring how your teachers are progressing in their portfolio completion and submissions. And in today's session, I will show you how you can monitor that. When teachers log in, this is a screenshot of what a teacher who has completed her portfolio or his portfolio, this is what it looks like. You will see there's 4 collections. You will see that the status says teacher review completed in each of the 4 collections. And all the point A and the point B have complete circles. If a teacher logs in and they are just wanting to make sure, this is what they see if they are complete. If a teacher is complete, but they go in and open a collection back up and make changes, the status could change to incomplete if they take down work and they forget to put something back up. So it's at 5 p.m. on May 6th, all 4 collections should look like this to know that they are 100% complete. If a teacher has not completed her portfolio, here are some examples of what he or she may see. Here's an example of a teacher who has not submitted anything yet for any of the 4 collections. So you will see the status says not started in all 4. And the point A and the point B circles are still blank. Here's an example of a teacher who has made some progress. In the first collection, you can see this foundational literacy has not been started. The reading collection is in progress because the point B still has a piece that's missing. This most likely means they have not self-scored. Counting and cardinality is complete. Complete circles at A and B, and then operations and algebraic thinking is not started. So this teacher can see on his or her screen that they only have 1 complete collection. And again, in order to be complete, all 4 collections must say teacher review completed. So those are examples of what the teacher sees. I want to take you to what you can see as a portfolio lead to monitor the status. We have several reports that can help you monitor where teachers are in their portfolio completion. The first one can be found in the reporting tab under your teacher directory, When you pull up this report, you want to first filter, was access removed, to 0. You only want to look at teachers who are active. So do that first. But once you've filtered to was access removed to the 0s, then you can see all of your active teachers. When I look at this group of teachers, I can see that this particular teacher doesn't have a model. So that signals to me that this teacher has not logged in and either activated her account or has an active account, but has not gone in and set up their model. So if it's blank in the model, that's a red flag. I can look over in this column, portfolio completed, and see how many teachers have completed their portfolio. And I see several have 1. 1 means that all 4 collections are complete. Any teacher that has a 0, that means 1 or more of the 4 collections are not complete. So as we get closer to May 6th, you want to see all models chosen, and everyone should have a 1 for portfolio complete by 5 o'clock on May 6th. Another report that can help you drill down to the teachers who are not complete yet, but to find out how are they progressing, is the collection level progress report. And it means just that. You can look at this report and see what is the progress teachers are making in each of their 4 collections. And please remember, there should be 4 collections for every teacher. When I look at this example, I see I have teacher A, teacher B, teacher C, and teacher D. When I look at teacher A, I can see that this teacher in the column % completed, all 4 of teacher A's collections are 100% complete. When I look at this kindergarten teacher B, I can see that none of the 4 collections have been started. 0 means there's nothing in the A or the B for that collection. When I look at teacher C, this pre-K teacher, there is 1 collection, counting cardinality, that is at 17%. So most likely this means they have uploaded something in that collection, but not very much, only 17%. The other 3 are still incomplete. And then when I look at my visual arts teacher, D, I can see 2 of their collections are already finished at 100%. The Respond collection is at 25%, and the 4th collection is still at 0. So you want to monitor this, particularly for those that are not at 100% yet, to see how are they progressing. Are they moving along? Are they almost complete? And everyone should have 100% complete collections by May 6th at 5 o'clock. Another report that you have access to drill down even more is your point level progress report. This will show you where they are completion for their A and their B's. So it drills down a little bit more. So when you click on this report, you will see I have teacher A, teacher B, and teacher C. So I want to talk to you about what this means if you see a teacher like this teacher. Teacher A only has her name on here 1 time. There is nothing in the portfolio model. There is nothing in the domain. So straight across, this teacher is blank. This means that teacher A has not logged in and selected any collections, has not set up their model. So this teacher is one I definitely want to talk to first, because this teacher has not made any progress, has not done anything to their portfolio. When I look at my pre-K teacher B, and keep in mind that there's 4 collections, and those 4 collections have an A and a B. So you should see the teacher 8 times on this report. I can see teacher B's foundational literacy. Point A is at 100. And these are those circles that we saw that were circled completely blue if they're 100. So point A for her or him is 100. The reading Both A and B are still 0. For counting in cardinality, I can see that this teacher has completely finished point A, but is still working on the B. And then the same thing with operations and algebraic thinking as reading. They have not started. There's nothing in A or B. So this one really drills down where you can check on a teacher. So for example, if my PE teacher were to say to me that they think they're finished, I could go straight to this one and say, your 4th perform collection, you have not finished your A and your B. Those are the pieces that are still missing. Everything else is complete, but you have one more collection to work on. You have a report called Point Level Score Details, but this report does not have anything in it until after the portfolios have been scored and the scores are released. So we're not going to look at that report, but you do have a report called the Context Narrative. And this report simply gives you access to see what are teachers writing in their context narrative. Context narratives are not required, so it is fine if a teacher's context narrative is blank, but in some of the cases, in some of the rubrics, a context narrative is required. We're going to look at an example of PE. In PE, your PE teachers should have information in their context narrative. In their guidebooks, there is guidance that they should let the scorer know from the videos who are their emerging, who are their proficient, who are their advanced in those videos. So here's a great example of a teacher who has put that information in her context narrative. Again, if you see nothing in the context narrative, it may be a collection that doesn't require it. Teachers should look in their guidebooks for their particular model to know if there's information that should be in this box. The next report you have access to is your stats by portfolio model. This is a report where you can look at the total number of teachers in your district by model. How many of those teachers have finished, how many are working on them, and how many have not started. So when I look at this report, this is a district who is implementing all models. So we could see how many teachers were rostered in each model. In those models, how many are complete, how many are still progressing, and how many teachers have not started in that model. So this is, if you only have one model that you're implementing, you'll only have one row. But this will also give you a great idea just to monitor if you have several models. Particularly, I would want to talk to the models where teachers have not started, where that's heaviest. I see 2nd grade only has 2 teachers finished, has 8 that are working, but we have 24 who haven't started. That might be a concern. There are some that have 0 here for not started. So PE and pre-K, everyone has started. So again, this is a snapshot where you can see your stats per model. And then the final report you can look at is your stats by your district. This is your overall, how many teachers in your district are completing a portfolio, how many are finished, how many are in progress, and how many haven't started. I know it's hard to believe, but we are about a month away from the deadline. So this would be a good glance to see where are your teachers 1 month out. So this district has 172 teachers implementing. 63 have completed. So 63 teachers are finished. And we have 27 that are working on it, but there are 82 who have not started, have not done anything yet. So this might be a concern for this particular district to check on all of these teachers that have not started, have not uploaded anything. As we progress towards April 6th, you want to consistently check this. When you are 100% complete, congratulations. As we get to May 6th, you'll want to check it again. You want to have your total educators and your total complete. These two numbers should be the same, and you want to have zeros for in progress and not started by 5 o'clock on May 6th. So your next steps as district administrators is to just remind your teachers of the deadline. We don't want any surprises. It's a different time than in the past. 5 o'clock is the deadline this year, and it's also going to be on a Monday. So again, after 5 o'clock, the deadline is passed. There will be no extensions. If teachers are not complete by 5 o'clock, they will receive an incomplete portfolio score. Incomplete portfolios do not receive an LOE for that school year. Please check these reports that we've talked about today and monitor how teachers are progressing. Reach out to those teachers who are less than 100% complete and check on them. Make sure that they're not having issues, that they're aware of their status. And then on May 7th, the day after the deadline, we will send you an email from Portfolio Questions notifying you of all the teachers who will receive an incomplete. Next month, we're going to meet on May 9th. This is a different date than we originally set back in July. So please make a note of the final portfolio meeting on May 9th. This is the Thursday after portfolios are submitted. So we will review with you on that meeting how to check your teacher's final scores and to know what everyone's scores are at the end of peer review. If you have any questions, please reach out to us at portfolio.questions, and we are anxious and happy to answer your questions. We do want everyone to be successful. Are there any questions, Micah?
We just had one about district leads still showing up in the reports, and
Yes.
I said that we're currently working on removing those.
Yes, and I'm glad you brought that up. I sent an email to you all, I believe Monday, reminding you I am taking you out as teachers this week. So if you happen to be a district administrator, but you are also an active teacher and you are submitting a portfolio as well, some have let me know. So I will not take you out of the teacher roster. But otherwise, all portfolio leads are being taken out of the teacher roster because you do not submit and you will not get an incomplete. We are taking you out. You may have already received an email from Portfolium saying your access was removed from your teacher account, but you will all be removed by the close of business on Friday, unless I hear from you that you are a teacher.
If a teacher submits a portfolio, can it be returned for revisions?
No.
A teacher has
and
the
clarify
access,
that question.
right? They have the access to go in and make any changes they want before the May 6th, 5 o'clock deadline. There is not a submit button, so they can make any revisions before then. But after it's turned in, then it is scored for their final score.
And to that question, as I was saying, the teacher screen where I did the screenshot of the teacher who had 4 complete, if that teacher were to go in today, that was a screenshot I took earlier last week. If that teacher were to go in today and open one up and make revisions and forget to self-score her revisions or forget to upload, maybe she takes something off, that complete status will change to incomplete if they go in and start, but they can go in and take things in and out. And that's what we want to be careful of. We have had instances where a portfolio lead saw maybe like I saw today that some are 100%. Teachers can revise up until May 6th. So those numbers, if they go in and make revisions, take things out, that might change. So it's they have to be 100% on May 6th at 5 o'clock to be complete. So tell them to be careful if they are making revisions, that they keep checking their status. I'm excited to say we've had a lot of peer reviewer applications. Micah, you might could tell us exactly how many. 300, over 300 teachers have applied across the state. We will be notifying those teachers on Monday, and you as well. If you have teachers who were hired to be a peer reviewer, you will be notified on Monday, April 8th, and we will let you know who from your district was chosen to be a peer reviewer. We're looking forward to working with them this summer. Well, if there are no other questions, you have some time back this afternoon. Thank you for coming, and I look forward to seeing you again in May.